It's time to look at the papers and headlines, what the stories are across Nigeria this morning. And I have with me in the studio from the University of Lagos, Dr. Danikere, as well as our in-house analyst, Obaniya Kinwale. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
It's a good morning, but it's a cautious morning too.
Cautious indeed.
Very, very cautious morning.
Indeed.
Okay, let's begin with News Direct. That's where we start from. Anxiety as Lagos, Ogun, Northwest states halt gatherings over coronavirus. As cases in Nigeria hit 8, and House of Representatives bars visitors from chamber. All right, that's what the News Direct has. The Daily Trust is the next one now, and it says as Nigeria records 5 new COVID-19 cases, Northwest, North Central close schools. Lagos bans religious gatherings. Reps seek nationwide ban and address Nigerians. Senate tells Buhari. The federal government bans entry from 13 countries. 2020 budget slashed by 1.5 trillion naira. Embargo placed on recruitment. All right, all that you see on the Daily Trust. Daily Times is next, and he says mixed reactions greet slash in petrol price, while Buhari approved reduction in price of PMS. That's the petroleum motor spirit, the one called petrol. All right, the Minister of State for Petroleum, Silva, is saying that. All right, from there, let's go to Blueprint. Blueprint says Lagos shows the way on COVID-19, bans gathering in churches, mosques, and CAN, that's the Christian Association of Nigeria, Lord's Move, an Islamic scholar differs. All right, Northwest governors close schools, and federal government seeks consultations with clerics. NYSC suspends orientation. Umrah Hajj operators record losses, and global unemployment may hit 25 million people. That's a new finding. Okay, gentlemen, the impact of coronavirus is here. I am very, very sure no one saw this coming when the year began. No one knew it was going to get this bad. And from projections, it is said that it will even get worse in the coming days before things will normalize. Nee, let me start with you here. Nigeria is taking drastic measures now. We saw first the suspension of orientation. We saw for NYSC. We saw the travel restriction on about 13 countries. Now there's a call for schools to close. There's also the call for religious gatherings to also cease. What do you make of this? Because some people said we should have done this before now.
Sincerely yours, if I had my way, we're supposed to flog every member of Federal Executive Cabinet.
Why is that?
Serious flogging.
Why?
You recall vividly in October when this case was raised in China, America were like, it's not real, it's not possible. And we saw the way it ravaged the entire Italy. We saw the way it's ravaging the United States. The entire states in the United States of America is ravaged by coronavirus. And these are institutions or countries that have better and far, far higher technology and medical facilities as compared to Nigeria. These are societies that have database for everybody within the system. These are databases that can account for everybody entering the system. Unfortunately, a system like ours, where you have different database for different bank have database of their own, police have their own, national identity have their own, driver license have their own.
International passports.
And there is no enough, not even primary health care is not available all over the 774 local government. Now for us to have toiled this far with the case of corona, let me tell you sincerely, if we want to fact ourselves, the government is just trying to manage the situation. The question you ask yourself is that, what is the statistics of people that are coming in through our land borders? For example, the man that traveled with Italian the last time, until the name was mentioned that this is the person they were looking for, the man did not come out. Now ask yourself, the man that infected the man in Ekiti has arrived as far back as March 3rd.
Exactly.
He spent 2 weeks in Ibadan. So which means possibly the driver has entered a lot of taxis, the driver has shaken a lot of hands,
met a
he
lot
has
of
exchanged a
people.
lot of monies. How do we trace those people in Ibadan? Talk less of 3 days he has spent in Ekiti. How do we take care of those people that their families are working in the hospital where the man died? It's unfortunate that I understand that we are import-driven economy, but our life is worth more than the government is doing. There is nothing that stop us from shutting down every activity since we have these 1, 2, 3 cases to ensure that we protect our life, because what we find out is that, I was telling a friend yesterday, I said, If you go to my 12 market in Lagos and you see the number of the northerners there, the way of life, people eat in the same tray, they sneeze to each other. And I said, if you enter that market, how are you going to do contact tracing? Trucks enter from Sokoto, from Kano every day into that market. Are they not going to transport that disease to other parts of the country? So it's so unfortunate that the government is just taking a step that we're meant to have taken almost 4 weeks ago. Now our kids are in school. Some schools have not shown up. You just look at it that.
All right.
Jonathan said his election is not worth life of any Nigerian. I'm not sure whether this government prioritize life of Nigeria, knowing that we don't have medical facilities to support this pandemic.
But the steps have been taken now. Dr. Kere, I know you've been monitoring and watching how things have been going. Now, the CBN talked about injecting about 1 trillion naira into the economy. The price of fuel has been slashed from 145 to 125, as announced by the Minister of State for Petroleum. These are all economic issues to cushion some effects here and there. What do you see?
Yeah, but would they cushion the effect of the spread of coronavirus?
Oh.
Because economy is one issue. We are talking about life now, you know, because the way, like you said, the way this issue is being managed, I think we can do better. I think so, that we can do better, you know, because as we speak, you know, we don't have statistics of who we are, how many we are, and the rest of it, who comes in and who goes out. We don't. So apart from the airports, where you can do some monitoring, the borders are so porous. We said we shut down our borders to, you know, smuggling and all the whatever, but we do know that they're still coming, you know, so not to talk of human movement. So if we've not been able to do that and we don't have the facilities to deal with issues of this kind, you know, it's often said that a lazy animal will want to run faster or take its time to rise early to go to where you can eat whatever you got before the champions will come. You know, so when we
Since you know your own system.
you know your strength, that you don't have what it is to struggle with it. We know our capacity, that we don't have what it is. It is Lagos, so that's why we're still talking like this. If this thing had happened in so many other states of Nigeria, I can guarantee you that we will not even be able to trace these people. And now, somebody came into Nigeria since 3rd of March. He has been relating with people. Nobody can even track his movement. Nobody knows how far he has gone, who he has
had contact with.
You know, so we thought it cannot even come to Nigeria. Initially, oh, it was the Italian, and these were the kind of, you know, reactions that we're getting. The weather cannot, the virus cannot survive in the weather like ours, as if weather has become a barrier to virus. You know, so I think the government should have done better. And even now, the ejecting of 1 trillion naira with the condition of our budgets and all the rest, for me, it's like a drop in the ocean, you know. And I'm thinking that the government should think of, you know, better strategies to manage the situation and to prevent it as essential. As we speak, schools are still open. If at the Lagos State government, I doubt if what you are saying is even a shutdown of religious or what have you. What I heard him say was that he was actually advising. There's a difference between stop this and I will suggest that you stop. There are two different things.
Consultation is still ongoing to carry that out.
And then remember now, you begin to see camping going on everywhere. And you know the crowd we used to have. Don't forget how Ebola came in the other time. You know, it's not unlikely that the man came to join one of those religious gatherings hoping that he can be delivered. And at the end of the day, we saw the damage.
Sorry, on the economy front, about a few days ago, I just got an alert on my phone saying that 15 naira has been deducted by stamp duty from my money, and it's a savings account. So you find out that if they are going to say they are giving us 1 trillion, government has not come to tell us that they have said 15 naira will be deducted from every transaction on savings account. Then again, in Senate claims, what they have done is that they have cut down the tax. They have cut down, they have do incentives for people that are not small businesses. Now, in our own claim, government is injecting, what's it called now, 1 trillion naira. Yesterday, the commissioners of finance of all the states and the minister were debating on how to share revenue, and they were unable to agree, simply because oil has come down from, what's it called now, from 55 to 24. Now ask yourself, just January this year, the government increased salary to 30,000 naira. How are we going to sustain this? You ask yourself, what is government doing in terms of transportation of people? I have a colleague that stays almost 30 kilometers away from here today. I am sure that he will have jumped 4 or 5 taxis down here. So ask yourself, if you remember, just close to us there in Nogba, they said one of the company, Blue View Communication or thereabout, one of their staff harbored someone that just returned from UK, and they have to quarantine the entire 15 staff. Ask how many people will not be able to trace that are connected to those 15. Perhaps if they are not lucky, the 15, one of the 15 has tested positive to this virus. What is the multiplication effect on the system? Ask yourself in the course that we had today. One of the reports that you find online says, even to those that, the woman that was that was tested with the baby, had to be shouting that I need to be tested.
Exactly.
Do we have the testing facility readily available? And government is only pinpointing 13 countries. What even the European Union is shutting its border down. And I wonder if the European Union that has better facility and better database are doing this. World Bank is getting $2 billion. How much is 1 trillion naira divided by all Nigerians, by all sectors? You see how people going to shopping mall. This morning, my wife told me, she said, she's going for a training. I said, to what training? Said, in a Senate climate, government has to give instruction that in Dubai, for example, they have sent mail out that all conferences, everything is completely shut down.
Shut down.
In our country, we are still negotiating 50, 30, 20. Let us shut down everything. Life is worth more than what they are doing. And again, our president has not said anything, which is so unfortunate. And our National Assembly is begging the president, who by law they are supposed to be check and balances, to compel him to talk. Our president is still watching.
And we have seen the Ghanaian president coming on.
Not only Ghanaian, the
South African president.
You saw even I was watching the Israeli Prime Minister yesterday. He was using elbow to tell. They were all communicating, but we don't. It's as if we don't have direction. Everything in Nigeria is committee.
No problem.
But you saw the Abula Ado saga.
Yes. The minister was there yesterday.
These are things that will warrant the visit of the president.
No, president
it's not unlikely.
Self-isolation for the president. Because he comes to Lagos, not already Lagos.
But they've said the governor of Lagos State was there to see him and give him updates.
But when it's election period, the president will come to Lagos to come and
campaign. Let's leave it here now. Let's leave it here now. Thank you very much, Dr. Danekere.
We need to be more serious.
Things will move on well by God's grace. You know, we always believe in God. Obani Akinwale, thank you so much for your time. All right.
Time to take a look at stories making the headlines at this time in Nigerian papers this morning. I have with me to do justice to these issues now in the studio, lecturer from the University of Lagos, Dr. Dan Ekere, also in-house analyst Obani Akinwale. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
I trust you're doing great. Caution remains the key. All right, we'll see how it goes in the coming days. But let's begin with News Direct this morning. Anxiety as Lagos, Ogun, Northwest states halt gatherings over coronavirus as cases in Nigeria hit 8 in number. House of Reps bars visitors from chamber. That's News Direct. Daily Trust is also leading with the new cases of COVID-19 virus. Northwest, North Central close schools. Lagos bans religious gatherings. Reps seek nationwide ban. Address Nigerian Senate tells Buhari. FG bans entry from 13 countries. 2020 budget slashed by 1.5 trillion naira. Embargo placed on recruitment. The Daily Times is the next at this time now, leading with mixed reactions greeting slash in petrol price. The Minister of State for Petroleum is also giving reasons why President Buhari approved a reduction in price of the PMS. Blueprint is next. Lagos shows the way on COVID-19. Bans gathering in churches and mosques. Can Lords move? Islamic scholar defers. Northwest governor closed schools. FG6 consultation with clerics. NYSC suspends orientation. Umrah Hajj operators record losses. Global unemployment also may hit 25 million in number. The Nation, churches, mosques, schools shut in COVID-19 lockdown. Lagos Ogun ban gatherings of more than 50. Lagos Kwara Northwest states send pupils home. Flights from US, UK, Italy, others banned. American suspected virus carrier dies in Ekiti. Finally, at this time is Vanguard. Coronavirus, it leads with Lagos Ogun going into lockdown. Both states ban gatherings above 50 persons in churches and mosques. FG bans travel from 14 countries. Of course, the Senate is also said to be urging the president to address Nigerians on efforts to combat the virus. 5 new cases, including a 6-week-old baby, confirmed, with cases now totaling 8. Gentlemen, let's begin with the reduction in the price of the PMS. How did this meet you, even though some marketers are complaining that they ought to have been carried along, seeing as they had already purchased fuel on the old order? Doctor.
Yeah, thank you. It's always so, that's business for you. You know, it's also, but if it was increment without, you know, consulting, it would be an issue.
They won't say they were not consulted.
It would be an issue. You see, we've always had that. But again, it's a good step that at least it was considered that there should be a reduction in the pump price of PMS. However, you need to, this reduction came as a result of the global, you know, oil price effect, what is happening to, you know, the price of crude and what have you. Now, when you want to do a reduction like this, I was thinking that what should have been taken into consideration is the international, you know, factor, the price. When you look at the already our budgeted benchmark was about 50-something dollars per barrel, and it is going about 24, 20-something.
Now the minister is saying 30, the revised budget.
If it was 50 even, then you would say, okay, this is about 50%. What is the percentage of reduction on this pump price from 145 to 125?
125.
So what is removed is 20 naira, if you look at it effectively.
Yes.
Now, does that reflect the price of oil in the international market? Okay. I don't know how they arrived at this. You know, in a sense, you want to believe that, okay, this is going to have some, you know, positive effect on the people.
That's your concern?
No, that might be their consideration. But at the end of the day, in the final analysis, when you look at it critically, it has not changed. It has not changed because already there's a negative effect on the economy. And that will affect even individuals. It's affecting corporations, it's affecting individuals, it's affecting...
So it will not ameliorate anything?
In a sense, when you look at it holistically, you discover that we are just within the same circle.
Do you think so, Obani?
I want to see the magic the Minister for National Budget and National Planning and the Budget Office is going to do. I have my reservations when the then Minister for National Planning, Senator Dodoma, was removed, who actually heads the Economic Recovery Group plan, knowing fully well that the man is from the corporate world. Sincerely yours is injustice and unfairness for price of pump price to come from $50 per barrel to $24 per barrel, possibly let's say $20 per barrel. A barrel is about 158 liter per barrel. Now, government reducing from the sole amount 145 to 125, it is just a slap on government face. For me, President Buhari will have at least been able to erode our concern about his person and about the welfare of Nigeria if he had reversed that price back to 87 naira per barrel. Now, you have an economy where they have increased the income tax to 7.5, consumable tax to 7.5. The COT has increased. You have 15 naira being deducted from savings accounts now. You have POS channel being debited and what have you. And again, you have a system that is not yet producing, not even considering the hardship Nigeria are facing. Coupled with the health challenges, the health issue we have in the country. Sincerely yours, the government has not done enough. They have not done well in my own perception. Then again, you look at the indices, how much subsidy is now being removed. These are the facts that we need to put on table. When NEC, Nigeria Electric Regulatory Council, come out with the tariff MITO plan for electricity, they gave us the statistics and how they arrive at figures for individual discos and what have you. I am still waiting for NNPC or Ministry of Petroleum to give us the rationale or what they use in price modulation scheme. Okay. Up till now, it's issued in secrecy. Till now, we cannot say this is the amount of crude oil we are exporting daily. Till now, we don't have the statistics of how much fuel is being consumed daily. Yet, we are subsidizing, we are reducing to 125. At that 125, what is the effect on our budget? We don't know. What is the effect on the citizenry? We don't know. Will 25 naira remove a poor price reduce the cost of transportation for people? You ask yourself.
Let me also get Dr. Ekere to respond to it, to these claims from Obaniyi. Do you also think that, you know, this whole business as usual and have been alleged is still the normal cycle of secrecy, especially where the NNPC is concerned?
Oh no, the oil business has always been an opaque system. That is clear enough, because leave the issue of what is being expected. Even the production, the oil communities, in some cases, some have even approached the oil companies. What is the quantum of oil you make from our own environment? They don't tell you. The only time you get to know a little close to what they are doing is when you blow up their installations. That's what they will tell you, we are losing so billions. Are you getting it? So it has been very opaque. So it is clear. At the moment, we don't know what is being exported. We don't know what is being produced. We don't know what is being taken illegally, and because so much illegal bunkering is taking place as we speak. So as long as you cannot quantify all of this, it will be difficult for you to genuinely arrive at anything meaningful. So some of these things they do, I see them as, you know, just speculations. Okay, on the basis of the let's just do this to see how we can please the people, without truly considering the actual, you know, the estimated effect of what will happen, and both the way it will affect individuals, the way it will affect the economy. All of that is not considered. So I totally agree with that submission. But I am equally thinking that, you see, we've come to a point where a lot of these things are far easier to monitor. I think it's just a deliberate, you know, design for so many of these things to happen, because those who are behind, I know that bunkering, oil business is not something for small boys and girls, you know. I recall sometimes some of the youths were accused of bunkering, and one of them asked one of the former presidents, you know how much each of these badges go for? How many of these boys can afford them? So you are the ones actually behind this. You just use us as the tools, you know. So a lot of that is going on. And for as long as that happens, you will not get the actual figure. You won't get any true revelation about what is happening. Even some of these ones that you hear that the Navy and the rest have arrested some people in the high sea, it is when they have disagreement over sharing formula that you hear
those
of some
kind of things are blown up.
Yes. Otherwise, is that the only vessel that has gone through the waters? How come that's the only one you are seeing? And I mean, a lot of these things are raising concerns. And I'm thinking that the only way for us to get some of these things right, it is when the people are truly have what it is to hold government accountable. And unfortunately, we seem not to be even concerned about what is happening. We negotiate as if we are begging government. That is the way things happen in this.
Is that how it is for you? We've run out of time. I just want you to spare a few sentences.
When we want to do election, they beg us for votes. Immediately we vote them or elect them into power, or we nominate them or anoint them, they become mini gods. And like he said, it is high time we look for a system that will work for our peculiarity in Nigeria. The current system we are running... And will
include NNPC, the state oil firm.
The NNPC is a reflection of the entire system. So if the system is skewed to fail, or the system is skewed in secrecy, you know the data, the server issue during Atiku, right. You know the CJN issue and what have you. You know the Onoge issue and what have you. So everything has also been in secrecy and is not working. Right. And if they like I tell you, 20 naira that was removed on the pump price will not affect the cost of goods. And the government should look at a way of beating down the inflation and ensure that the consumer product are at rate that people can afford. Otherwise, pumping 1 trillion into the economy and 1 billion to the health sector will not have any effect on common man.
So the gentlemen here are certainly not impressed. Government can still do more. Those are the take-home points. Obaniyi Akinwale and Dr. Dan Ekere, I thank you both for your submissions.
Head into the papers now, see what the headlines are across Nigeria. Obviously, today is still another day to talk about coronavirus and what government and agencies are doing to stem the tide and contain the spread. We have from the University of Lagos, Dr. Dan Ekere is here. We also have our analyst in the house, Obaniyi Akinwale. Gentlemen, nice to see you both.
Hello.
Great. Let's begin with News Direct. News Direct says anxiety as Lagos, Ogun, Northwest states halt gatherings over coronavirus. As cases in Nigeria hit 8, House of Reps bars visitors from chamber. All right, and from there, let's go to Daily Trust. The Daily Trust says as Nigeria records 5 new COVID-19 cases, Northwest, North Central School, Northwest close schools. Lagos bans religious gatherings. Rep seek nationwide ban. Address Nigerians. Senate tells Buhari federal government bans entry from 13 countries and 2020 budget slashed by 1.5 trillion naira. Embargo placed on recruitment for now. All right, that's the Daily Trust. Daily Times is next now. Mixed reactions greet slash in petrol price. Why Buhari approved reduction in price of PMS, as the Minister of State for Petroleum is adducing some reasons there. Blueprint is our next port of call. Lagos shows the way on COVID-19, bans gathering in churches and mosques. CAN, as a Christian Association of Nigeria, Lord's Move, an Islamic scholar differs. Northwest governors close schools. Federal government seeks consultation with clerics. NYSC suspends orientation. Umrah Hajj operators record losses. Global unemployment may hit 25 million. All right, that's world investigations there. Now, from Blueprint, let's go to the Nation newspaper. Churches, mosques, schools shut in COVID-19 lockdown. Lagos, Ogun ban gatherings of more than 50. And Lagos, Kwara, Northwest states and send pupils home. And flights from UK, US, Italy, others banned. An American suspected virus carrier dies in Ekiti. Right, you find that on the Nation newspaper. Vanguard is next now. And it says it's still on coronavirus. Lagos, Ogun going into lockdown. Both states ban gatherings above 50 persons in churches and mosques as federal government bans travel from 14 countries, suspends visas. NYSC shuts orientation camps, says no core member official infected. And 5 new cases, including 6-week-old baby confirmed. Total cases now 8. Address Nigerians on efforts to combat coronavirus. Senate urges President Buhari. All right. If I have to start from there, the need for the president to address the nation. Let me start with you, Dr. Kerry. The point there is we've seen U.S. president, French president, UK prime minister, all of them addressing the nation almost on a daily basis. Ghanaian president, South African president, they've all been doing it, but we've not seen that from Nigeria. But one would say, will the statement from president, change anything so long as the agencies are working?
Well, thank you. I do not think that the statement from the president will stop the spread of the virus, but it gives a lot of hope to know that your president cares about you, and he's given confidence.
So it's more about the perception.
Yeah, perception is part of therapy, in case you don't know. The way you are attended to by, a medical practitioner could, in a way, douse the tension, all your thoughts
and assist your healing.
Yeah, so the question of, oh, I'm going to die now, the way, the way it addresses you. No, but in any case, beyond that, does the Senate need to tell the president before he will realize that we made him president? And he owes us an obligation. I expected that he should be seeing what is happening in other climes. Even for the death of one person, we've seen presidents address a whole state. So we are talking about something that is already escalating. From one that we said, oh, it was not a Nigerian, to Nigerians, and we have more than one. We are talking about now 8 cases. We have not even been able to totally rounded up all that is supposed to be involved.
Exactly. And contact tracing is still ongoing.
And the president is just in a cocoon, not talking to us, not telling us anything, not addressing us, not telling the state what strategies are in place and the rest, and you just leave everything to the minister, that there was a press conference and all of that. That's not how to govern the people. I expected more from the president. But unfortunately, that has been the style. It's not given to debates. It's not given to, those kind of...
But so let me bring me into this. Now, the resources for NCDC to work with, the Federal Ministry of Health, and all of those who are on the field trying to ensure that these issues are contained, are approved by the president, which means he has given the go-ahead. Please do everything you can, at least from the body language we are reading. So do we really need the president to address the nation to make a difference? All right.
Let me give you an example of on my alma mater group, School of Science, Ife, Student Association. A colleague of mine, Aimee, she's based in the US, and anytime she has any information from Nigeria, she will call me to find out, you are in the media, is this true? And I will say, Biodu, yes, it is true. It's confirmed. It's been reported. And anytime there's any information they post about Nigeria, she will call me back. So what it means that in terms of comparative advantage, she's in US. She's there. She will know what is happening within her vicinity. Now coming down home, the mere fact that I have privilege of working in the media house, she felt that I will have some level of information. So that is level of communication and believability. Now in our own case, look at United States. The president made the vice president, Pence, the head of corona attack, right? If you look at the prime minister, if you look at the president of Israel, he called out and he said they are going to bring out the security to fight that is against their law. But in this time that they are not in war, but this is more of medical war, they are going to call out and do this. Now, in our own case, who is heading the federal government tax team? His Excellency, the SGF, who is a lawyer. In Lagos State, Governor Sanwo-Olu has taken over himself to be the commander of the Majesty Center. In Nigeria, if President Buhari is not even willing to head that task force, to show sign of seriousness and sign of believability, it takes us not to make vice president to lead our squad. So what it means is that it's a priority for us as a nation. But we have a president that our president does not have time to discuss about COVID, but he's releasing money, but he has time to handshake with Governor Bayelsa. He has time to meet this and that and this and that. So what we're saying is that it's not enough for you to release money. Yes, we know that we seem not to have that confidence in your person or in your government. But notwithstanding, give us benefit of doubt. Let's see you as the commander or in chief of armed forces, chief security officer of the country. This is a security issue about your citizens. Lead from the war front. But what we have now is that our president is not leading from the war front, he's leading from the rear. And which is
he has commanded that things happen.
So why is President of the United States doing that? Why is China Prime Minister or China head of government doing that? Why is Israel doing that? Why is the UK Assembly doing that? Why is Macron coming out every day? Why is Museveni of Uganda coming out? Why is Ghana President coming out? What should it be different for a country like Nigeria, the most populous black nation in the world? Even South African president, after forming presidential economic team, still come out and say we are shutting down. It took us